What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video. And a lot of you guys know me from the Maybach music. You guys know I've been going viral with that, but a lot of you guys do not know how I was able to actually get to where I'm at currently to be able to make those funny videos that you guys watch all the time. So I'm gonna be giving you guys my backstory on how I became Cali the Kid. This is the official, unofficial Cali the Kid documentary, if you want to call it that. We can call it a documentary. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video, but make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe on the video. So originally I started making money off reselling shoes. I was in about the 8th grade, I think, and this was like during the where everybody had to stay home and wear masks, and I got like the bright idea, and I was like, I have all these shoes I cannot fit anymore. I have all these clothes I cannot fit anymore. So why not just post them online and see if I could sell them? And I remember my first sell was a pair of Jordan 11 Concords. They were size 6.5, and I sold them for $112. And that's kind of what sparked something in my mind to like the entrepreneurial mindset, you could say, that I can make money from being in the house. I can make money from this being all, like wherever, pretty much, basically. So that's kind of like what sparked like that made my brain like turn on, I guess you could say, like that made the webs, the gears spin inside of my brain. So that's how I started, and I kept doing that over and over again. I kept selling more stuff. I kept selling more stuff around the house, my dad's shoes, my mom's shoes, my little brother's shoes, everything, right? So eventually I ended up making my first $1,000, and after I made my first $1,000, that's when I moved to going to Goodwills, to going to thrift stores, to going to secondhand consignment stores and buying used Jordans, buying used Nikes, buying like used, just anything I can get my hands on and I can flip and make a profit, right? So I just kept doing that over and over again. So I started my resale journey in the 8th grade. I did it my freshman year of high school, but towards the end of my freshman year of high school, that's when I kind of stopped and I started focusing more on sneaker reselling. So I was doing clothes and I was doing like thrifting and stuff like that. But at the end of my freshman year, I was like, okay, I'm making decent money with this, but if I want to scale, I need to get my hands on more expensive pieces, essentially, right? So that's when I came up with the name Grail Locker, because during this time, I started buying more expensive things. I started buying like off-white shoes. I started buying like the hyped Yeezys at the time. I started buying just all the valuable shoes and clothes that people wanted that cost, you know, a lot, basically. So I was selling Travis Scott's. I was selling like everything that was hype, essentially. And I remember my biggest profit with reselling shoes was I bought a pair of Jordan 1 Low Fragment Travis Scott's, and I bought them for retail on the Nike app, and I bought them for $160, I believe, whatever retail was for Jordan 1 Lows. And then I resold them for like 1.4K, and I took that money and then I bought an iPhone 13, because at the time before that I had like an iPhone 7, maybe iPhone 6, whatever. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this money, I'm gonna reinvest it back into my content, back into my reselling stuff. And that was one of my best investments ever. My parents were like, why are you doing that? Why are you blowing all your money? You're blowing your money, whatever. But in my head I knew, hey, if I take this risk and I buy this iPhone, it can work out. So that's really what started my content journey for real on that new phone. I was like, you know what, I'm buying this new phone. I have to lock in, I have to work, because I paid a lot of money for this. It took a really big hit on my pocket. So that was like one of my biggest risks in the beginning, spending 1.3K on an iPhone 13 Pro, I believe, 12 or 13 or the 14. I don't know at this point. I'm lost in the sauce. But that was one of my biggest risks to date. So fast forward to like the summer of my sophomore year, I was like, you know what? I have no more money left, because at this time I was buying Yeezys, I was buying Bape, I was buying Supreme, I was buying everything that was hype, right? And I ended up spending all my money, essentially, right? So I was like, you know what? I need to figure out, what am I gonna do? So I was down to my last $230. I remember this day very, 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 very vividly. I was sitting in our living room and I was on the computer, and I was like, you know what? Let me take a risk and buy some shoelaces, because at the time I told you I was reselling shoes. So I was like, you know what? Let me buy shoelaces, so that way people can customize their shoes. They can stand out, because, you know, Jordans, they make 10,000 pairs of a colorway of one pair of Jordans, right? So I was like, you know what? Sneakerheads, they want to change out their laces and be like unique and stand out from everybody else, right? So I was like, you know what? Let me order these laces, and then see how it goes, right? So I did that. I took the risk. I ordered the shoelaces, and guess what? They came in about a month later. Remember, I only had like $20 left in my bank account at this point. And I set up my Shopify store, and on my Cali the Kid page right now, that's the page that I used to market my shoelaces essentially. I think it was during Christmas when I got them in too, so it was perfect timing, perfect timing. People were buying Christmas gifts for their family, their friends. So I posted them. I posted like 12 videos, and they did pretty good. People were interested. Everybody was supporting me. Everybody was, oh, okay, whatever. We'll go support you, whatever. So I ended up making a few $100s off shoelaces in about like a week or so, I think. And this fast forward, I kept doing that because I was like, you know what? I like this feeling. I like being in control of the inventory. I like being in control of setting the price. I like being in control of all aspects of my business, right? Versus being a reseller. And if Nike decides to not drop any shoes for a month, you're cooked, right? Or if you can't find any new pairs of shoes, you're cooked. You're not in control, right? So I was like, you know what? I like being in control of this. I like being an entrepreneur. I like selling my own product. I like doing my own thing. So I took that and I just kept going with it. I kept adding more colors, more laces, more styles, different, just expanding on it pretty much, right? And at this time, I have my business page set up on TikTok and Instagram, which is still called Grout Locker to this day. And I just kept going crazy with that, bro. Like I kept grinding it, and eventually I got to a point where I was making like $23,000 a month. I was selling shoelaces, but keep in mind, it's shoelaces. I'm not making $20,000 profit. No, if I'm making like 20K net sales for the month, I'm probably taking home like 9K, 8K, 10K. It's not that good because it's shoelaces. The profit's not gonna be insane, right? Versus selling clothes. I can only charge so much for a pair of shoelaces, right? So I did that for like a year. I was making pretty decent money. And I remember like trying to buy some influencer's course, and he was like, I got on like the sales call with the guy. He was like, okay, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, I sell shoelaces. And he was like, okay, how much do you make with that? And I was like, I make like $20,000, $30,000 a month with it. He was like, what? He couldn't believe me. Like he could not believe me for real. And that's when I kind of knew like, hey, I'm onto something. If I keep going with this, I can scale this. Bro did not believe me when I say I was making $30,000 a month off selling shoelaces. Like it's absolutely crazy. So that's when I knew that I was onto something. So fast forward, I got to a point, it was my junior year, and I was like, okay, shoelaces are cool, I'm making good money, but I am not making enough money to like, if I want to buy a Lamborghini, if I want to like live this crazy life, I need to figure out how to make more money because like I said, the profit margins on shoelaces are not going to be anything too crazy. So I started selling beanies, they flopped. I started selling some hoodies, they flopped. I made some t-shirts, they did they low-key flopped. But here's where I like hit the home run. Look, here's the bat. That's where I hit the home run. I made these clear link necklaces. I don't know why I'm not wearing it right now. They're over there on the counter. They're my x-ray link necklaces. They're like clear. They're like, here, I'll go grab it. Hold on. We're back, boys, we're back. There was some TikTok. We got 72 people in here. Hey, W Yap. You guys are getting behind the scenes for YouTube right now. What? Oh, I added my own videos, yes. So here's my necklace right here that I sold. This is one, I sell like 20 different of these. So here's just an example right here, but you guys get the point. So I sold these necklaces, they ended up going crazy. I ended up making, I think it was February, I believe, or it was April, February timeframe, March. Sometime like in the spring, and I dropped those necklaces and I ended up, W stuttered. I ended up making $150,000 in 1 month, I believe. And after that, I was making like 10K a day, 9K a day, 5K a day, 6K a day, 7K a day, 8K a day. Like I was making really good money with these necklaces. And I kind of got complacent, you can say, for like the next like year. So I started selling these my junior year. It was like February, so I was still doing it for like another year. So I ended up making a lot of money, man. I'm not gonna lie. So I started dropping hoodies, t-shirts. I just ended up dropping everything, right? And yeah, fast forward to my summer of junior year. I freshly turned 18. The day after I turned 18, I went and bought my Hellcat in cash. I did not tell my parents at all. I just came home. I was like, Mom, look, I bought a new car. And they yelled at me for like 3 hours. I'm not gonna lie. They yelled at me for like 3 hours. Like, you should have told us, whatever. And I low-key kind of regret it too. If I would have just talked to my parents, bro, I could have put down $0 and I still could have had all that cash in my bank account. But it's cool though. The car's bought in cash, no car payment, it's chill. But I wish I would have talked to my parents, because if I would have talked to my parents, I probably could have waited and bought a Lamborghini. I could have waited and got a McLaren. I could have waited and got whatever car I wanted, right? But it's cool though, the Hellcat, that's one of like the most famous cars on the internet. I love my Hellcat. Definitely a very good decision. I don't regret it 100%, but I wish I would have been a little bit more smarter, and I wish I would have waited. But at the same time, a lot of you guys know me from the Hellcat, so I don't regret it at all. So yeah, I bought the car, and during this time I was like traveling, you know, I was doing like little Airbnbs. I was going to Miami, I was going to just like all over, bro. I was like anywhere but home, basically. Anywhere but home. And also a really big part that I missed out on this story was that during, like, when I bought my mom's E-Class Mercedes off of her for $10,000 my sophomore year. When I got that car, it had like 30,000 miles. Bro, every single weekend, I would drive back and forth to LA because we live like an hour and 30 away from LA. So I would drive my butt back and forth every Saturday, Sunday to go to sneaker events, car meets, just get out there and get my name out there. A lot of people wonder, on TikTok Live too, they wonder, how did I blow up? That's because I took the risk and I was driving back and forth to LA. I put so many miles on that car. I spent so much maintenance on that car. But a lot of people at school were calling me crazy. Like, bro, why are you driving that far? Why are you trying to like blah, blah, blah? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? They were judging me. They were hating on me. But look where I'm at right now, right? So a lot of people were like doubting me for real. But I knew where I wanted to be in the future. I had a vision for myself and I just made it come true. I made it happen, right? So that's a really big piece of the puzzle that people don't see, that I don't really talk about, but it was definitely a lot of sacrifices that I had to make to get to this point as to where I'm at right now. So yeah, that's just what people don't really see, that hey, I had to drive an hour 30 to LA and then another hour 30 back, so 3 hours total. And if I went on Sunday too, that's 6 hours of driving just to go to sneaker events, just to go to car events, to be like, yo, my name's calithekid, I have a clothing brand, blah, 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 just get my name out there, network, meet people. And I still have all those connections to this day. Like, those people that I met in the beginning, I still talk to them to this day, bro. Like, I love y'all. If you're watching this, bro, I love you, bro. So yeah, I graduated high school, and then when I like about 3 weeks before I graduated high school, so like last year, I got this apartment that I'm standing in right now. I didn't even tell my parents. Once again, I didn't tell my parents. I just got it. I wish I would have waited, because low key, I wish I would have like traveled. I wish I would have took some time. I wish I would have took some time after high school and like traveled to really see like where I want to live, instead of making like an impulse decision, because I love LA, but I don't really like downtown LA. It's like, I wish I would have like waited and stayed somewhere else, probably like Beverly Hills area, because I'm not really like a downtown LA person, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I made a rush decision. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really regret it, but I could have waited. I'm not gonna lie. Or if anything, I could have stayed with my parents, and I could have got like if I needed to stay in LA for the week, I could have got like an Airbnb. That would have been cheaper, and just stay home and just grind. But it's chill though. You make decisions in life and you never look back. But fast forward to this day, I still have my clothing brand. We're still going crazy. We have our 10,000 order Shopify plaque right here. We are currently at 25,000 orders. The next plaque is at 100,000 orders. So that's what I'm grinding to get, or to achieve next. So we're going crazy with that. And yeah, I'm just like able to do whatever I want. I've been grinding on social media. You guys know I'm about to hit like 200K on TikTok. I'm about to hit 300K on Instagram, and I'm about to hit 100K on YouTube. I just been grinding, bro, posting like 20, 30 videos a day. YouTube, I'm trying to lock into and post like a video every single day. But definitely the moral of the story, bro, is in the beginning, I was set that, hey, I'm just gonna do sneaker reselling. No, you have to go with the flow. Not everything in life is set in stone. Like one day you could be working your clothing brand 10K a month, and about a year from now, you'll be doing something totally different that you would never expect from yourself. So I would say with life, be open-minded, have your ears open, don't talk too much, right? Don't sit there and over-talk people. Let people talk, give you information, give you different insights on things. Just have a clear head, open mind, and just be open to new experiences, because in the beginning, I was very closed off, and I was like really in my way, saying, no, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing it your way, I'm not doing X, Y, and Z. But now, if the person has a valid opinion or a valid, reason to doing something, I'll be like, okay, I'm open to hearing what you have to say, or I'm open to getting your perspective on this, right? So just be open-minded, open ears, open mind, right? Be willing to try new things, because if you try new things, get out of your comfort zone. That's what I'm trying to say. Get out of your comfort zone. If you stay in your comfort zone, you're not gonna learn, you're not gonna grow, you're not gonna level up, right? You have to get out of your comfort zone. If you stay in your comfort zone, you're gonna be doing the same thing that you're doing a year ago. So get out of your comfort zone, okay? Okay, capiche? Capiche, right? So everybody watching this, I believe in you. You can make it happen. I'm 19 years old. I've been doing this for like 4 years now, and I'm just recently I started to kind of take off a little bit. So that goes to show, think of a bamboo tree. A bamboo tree spends most of its life growing underground, but one day, boom, it pops up. I think, right? I think it's a good reference, I think. But this thing of a tree, it spends most of its life. I got a galaxy, W galaxy. A tree spends most of its life like growing underground, but one day it'll pop up and it'll start growing. So you have to think of yourself the same way, essentially. Don't rush the process. Things take time, and be open to trying new things, getting new insights, collaborating with people, networking. Just be open-minded as a person. If you're closed off, I promise you're not gonna grow as a person. Closed off people who sit in their room and trap themselves inside all day, yes, that will achieve some level of success, but if you wanna be known worldwide, if you wanna have your clothing brand in multiple different stores, if you wanna have your business known worldwide, you have to get out there. You have to get out of your comfort zone. That's the number one thing I'll probably say that has greatly influenced my success, was just kind of getting out of my comfort zone. Because if I would have stayed in that little small town with those people, I probably would not be talking to you guys right now. But because I went out there and took that risk, I got out of my comfort zone. I didn't know that, hey, I'm gonna be standing right here where I'm at right now in a few years. I didn't know that. But I took it day by day. I was like, you know what? Every single day, let me wake up in the morning and try to be 1% better. That should be your goal of you watching this video right now. You should wake up in the morning and you should want to be 1% better than you were yesterday. If you do that for 365 days, you're 365% better than you were the year before, right? If you do that for a month, you're 30% better than you were at the start of the month. So make sure you guys are really taking care of your health too. That's another thing. Take care of your health. You cannot make money if you're out of shape, if you're not healthy, if your body's not in shape. I work out every single day. I have really been heavy on the gym. I've been kind of watching what I eat. I try to cut back on sugar, candy. I try to cut back on soda and stuff like that. Of course, I still eat my fast food here and there, but I just try to watch what I'm eating. And also make sure that you're not just sitting there scrolling on TikTok for like 10 hours all day, for like sun up to sundown. I scroll on TikTok myself, but I'm saying if you're doing it like every single day and not posting any content, bro, if you want to become rich, you have to become a producer and not a consumer. That's the only way. It's very simple. I like to break stuff down into really simple explanations. So in life, if you want to become rich, you have to produce more than you consume, right? So we all consume. Buying food, buying gas, buying a car, consumerism, right? But if you want to become rich, your consumerism has to be right here. Your production has to be like right here. So if you scroll on TikTok for 10 hours, you better be posting, like 100 videos, right? To, balance that out, I guess you want to say. So definitely, you need to produce more than you consume. Put that in your head. Drill it in your head. Produce more than consume. Produce more than consume. Okay? So you watch this video. I believe in you. I feel like I talked my head off well enough. This is like a little raw video. I just want to come on here, set the camera up, and give you guys some solid life advice, because I know I do show like a lot of, I guess I could say like lifestyle content, flexing content, cars, like me traveling and stuff like that. But a lot of you guys wonder, like, what did it take for me to get to where I'm at right now? And that's just the way social media is. People only care about me posting the flexing videos, the Maybach videos. People only care about that. They don't care if I was to set my phone up and sit there and give you guys some honest advice. They don't care about that. That's boring. Like, I've been doing that for the past 2 years and my views are absolute trash. But now that I've been posting like flexing content, you could say, the Maybach content, the Miami content, all that, like all the cars, the lifestyle, now people are watching me. Because guess what? That's what reels people in. They don't care about me sitting here giving you honest advice. Most people don't care about that. They just want to see nice cars, Ferraris and Lambos, right? So that's just the way social media is. Make sure you guys don't get lost in the sauce. Focus on your business, focus on your health, focus on all that first, and focus on God too. Amen. Before you guys get lost in the sauce, bro. Because all this materialistic stuff, bro, it's just cars. Like, you get to a point where a Lamborghini is a Lamborghini. I look at a Lamborghini now, it's like, oh cool, Lamborghini. And then I just keep on moving with my day. Like, I'm not, oh, Lamborghini. Like, I'm not like how I was when I was like 3 years old, bro. I don't really care anymore, because I've kind of gotten used to the lifestyle, you could say. So just focus on your business, focus on what you have going on, and eventually you're gonna achieve it. Getting a Lamborghini is not hard. Have good credit, build your business correctly, file your taxes, all that good stuff, get your credit in line, get all that good stuff in line, you can get a Lamborghini. I'm not saying you're gonna get one when you turn 18, 19, but you can easily get one in your 20s, and that's still really, really good. Like, a lot of you guys are like influenced by social media, seeing all these young kids out here making all this money, but I'm not gonna say too much, but just don't believe everything you see on social media. And also, still buying a Lamborghini at 25, 26, 27, 28 is good. Most people never buy a Lamborghini, so stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop comparing yourself. A lot of you guys compare yourself. Stop comparing yourself, okay? Jeez, bro. God has his timing for every single person, all right? You cannot rush the process. You never know when it's gonna be. But what you can do is control what you do on a daily basis, right? Wake up in the morning, eat healthy, eat clean, drink water, and work as much as you can. And then, relax, whatever, all right? So, hope this video was helpful. I gave you guys a lot of sauce, a lot of motivation. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the morning because I need to go get my hair cut right now. And then I need to go finish packing. And then I need to go try to sleep for like a few hours. And I have to get on the airplane because I'm going to be going to Miami for, what's tomorrow, the 18th or the 19th? I think it's the 18th. Tomorrow's the 18th. So I'm going to be landing in Miami the 18th. I'm going to be there the 19th, 20th, and then we're leaving the 21st to go to Puerto Rico. And then we're going to be in Puerto Rico from the 21st to the 26th. And then we're gonna fly back to Miami. I have no clue how long I'm gonna be in Miami for. And then we're gonna come back, or I'm gonna come back to LA. So I don't know. Just know I'm gonna vlog everything for you guys on Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, every single platform. Yeah, so make sure you follow me on every single platform. I love you guys, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.